Welcome to another episode of Full Contact Marriage. I'm Scott. This is my wife Stephanie, and we're here to talk about sports. Where do you want to start?
Well, clearly tonight is the color rush game for the Seahawks.
Didn't know.
So we are going to be going and watching that. Let's hope that the game is a lot better than their Sunday game last week.
That was a pretty piss poor effort.
That was awful, guys. Awful.
Yeah, well, we're playing the Rams, I believe.
So historically, that means this is going to be a super awful game.
Yeah, both teams don't play well when they play each other. And we play even worse than the Rams do. So fingers crossed that we learned something from last week and we're ready to play.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun game, though. I think with Color Rush, the Seahawks are definitely going to be the epitome of it for this season. I know there's a lot of teams that were not happy with their Color Rush jerseys, mainly because
we're happy with ours.
We're happy with ours. But, I think it was New England and Houston. So they have basically the same colors, like navy and red and white. So they played each other for a Color Rush game in New England. So New England had their Color Rush jerseys and Houston had white ones. So I can see why fans of that one would be a little annoyed, but I don't know. I don't know what the Rams are going to be wearing. Nobody has these colors, obviously, so maybe they'll have their own Color Rush jerseys.
We'll see. You would not believe how hard it is to get these jerseys in Canada. It's pretty much impossible.
It was a chore to get these.
Yes. All right. Speaking of bad games, what about the Cowboys? Everybody's jumping on the controversy again. I think it's a little too soon after one game.
He's allowed one bad game, people.
He is. He's a young quarterback. That's how you learn.
It was a terrible game. But I think that was a great learning opportunity for him. He's going to hang on to the ball a little bit better, I think.
I'm very interested to see how he does this week. If he has a bad week, I think you might see some rumblings about Romo coming back. You don't think so?
No, the only way that Romo is going to play this year is if Dak Prescott gets hurt, which he's showing a lot more grit than Romo is, or depending on the situation at the end of the season. So if the Cowboys already have a playoff spot, but if they have the bye and they already know that they're going to be playing at home that second week and they're not really playing for anything, they're going to sit a ton of people to rest them, and that's when you'll see Romo.
I don't think they'll rest him, though. Those are two separate issues. He's a young quarterback. He wants the stats. This is his rookie year. He wants to put out the best numbers that he can in his rookie year.
Yeah, okay. That's good for him. It's also a team sport, and it's not his call about if he's going to be able to play or not. It's the same. I know that when Russell Wilson's hobbling around the field, they basically have to drag him off, but it is not his call when they pull him off and don't allow him to play. That's great that he wants to keep playing, but it's for the benefit of the future. So we already know they're in the playoffs. If there's no benefit to him playing that night, other than his own personal stats, they're not going to let him play.
But as we get closer to the playoffs, he's going to be getting into tighter pressure games. If he loses back-to-back games, you don't think that they're going to see what their team looks like with Romo?
No, because Romo's had his chance. I'm sure he's a nice person. I don't think he's a really good quarterback. And obviously he has the whole, glass jaw situation going on. But he hasn't really done anything while he's been head of the Cowboys. This kid comes in and all of a sudden they are just destroying people. I get apparently they can't play the Giants. Both their losses this season are against the Giants. But he's done so much better for this team than Romo has.
Hockey. Anybody watched Ottawa San Jose last night? A little bit of rough stuff. A little bit of things I think the league should look at. I don't think they have any place in the game myself. I know emotions get high and you can drop the gloves, make bad decisions, whatever. I think there was a couple examples of clear intent to injure, and I would like to see the league crack down on it. We're starting to see a lot of stuff that's borderline, that But when you start going into the purposely hurting people,
Spearing someone in the head or the neck, like come
yeah,
on.
there's a nasty slew foot earlier in that game too. That was a clear intent to injure. That didn't get called. The pitchfork to the face area, he was planning to hit him. There was no puck there. There was nothing. He wasn't falling. He swung at him.
Did you see what the coach said?
Sure,
not Ottawa's, but the coach for San Jose was like, "Oh, I saw him pull his stick out, and that's all that I saw. I didn't see anything more." I'm like, "What game were you watching?"
Yeah. But with that not being called, nothing happening on the ice, later in the game, we had somebody that cross-checked somebody else in the back of the head, which, once again, is a clear intent to hurt.
Couture went off and didn't come back. So I think, Hoffman got sent off, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything if he's getting any additional. I'm assuming that the spearing will have some additional repercussions, but
yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that game that should be looked at. There's just no place for it in hockey or any sport.
No, it's not necessary.
So we had some awards that were handed out that I didn't know existed.
You didn't know the Lou Marsh Award existed?
Not a clue.
All right, well, there's the Lou Marsh Award. It is awarded to the top Canadian athlete every year. And this year it went to Penny Oleksiak. She was our swimmer in the Rio Olympics. So we just want to say congratulations to her. I think it's well-deserved.
I think so too. There's a lot of people that could have won this award that I just found out about. But there was a lot of people this year in different sports that were nominated. I don't understand the Sidney Crosby nomination.
He's won before.
I understand that. It's also a team sport, and you're so dependent on your team's performance.
I don't mind the team sport aspect of it. I think there are plenty of times that, depending on the season and the year, it could be definitely warranted, but
I just don't think you can give it to one player on a team sport. Like, if it was Team Canada, if the World Junior team won, I could get behind that because they did something phenomenal, let's say.
But if he leads his team, I get the argument for him. He didn't even make it. He didn't even get an invite to the All-Star game. He was playing so badly. And then he led his team. He kicked it into high gear and he led his team to a Stanley Cup win. When it comes down to the other people that were nominated, those people had one chance to win, and I think they pulled it out, and so that's why I'm okay with her winning. I think it's well-deserved.
DeGrasse is destroying the running.
And he's going to be here
McDavid's
for a long time.
Going to destroy Crosby in hockey this year. That's my opinion.
Okay, but you can't pick McDavid over Crosby.
I'm just saying that there's other people doing the same things that Crosby's doing. There's nobody else in the world, not just Canada, doing what these other people are doing. Mm-hmm. So that's why
I think everybody that was nominated was a good nomination, but I think the winner is a good pick.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, that's it for us here on Full Contact Marriage. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will see you guys next week.